Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the round table. My name is Ben Hedges. As always, I'm joined by the lovely Holly Kellum. Welcome to the show, Holly.
Good to be here, Ben.
Now, I have an interesting story for you today. So there is a UK woman who was apparently devastated, according to the BBC, when she discovered that she could not get a passport for her young daughter because she had the same name as a Game of Thrones character. Not sure if it was intentional, but anyway, the daughter was called Khaleesi, which is a name of a character in the popular TV show Game of Thrones, and the UK passport office denied her a passport, and she wasn't able to go to Disneyland because of that.
So you're not allowed to basically have any name of any TV character at all in the UK, is that the rule?
Well, yeah, it's a little bit of a mystery, actually, what happened. But apparently the woman received a response from the passport office saying that there was a trademark on the name by Warner Brothers, right? And interestingly, the trademark actually in the US isn't active for that particular name, but we actually have the trademark here in the UK. Intellectual Property Office, and it is active Warner Brothers Entertainment UK Limited. However, the trademark, you know how they work, they're only trademarking something for certain classes of goods, so you can actually use the same name as someone else or some other company if you're marketing a different good that's in an unrelated field. So this is for clothing and footwear and a few other things. There's 3 different classes on it. Trademarks normally don't pertain to people's names.
Okay.
Yes,
That
so
would
you
make
could be
sense.
called...
I could be called Nala.
Nala, or yes, or Moana, or whatever you want, right? Ariel.
Whatever.
Well, Ariel is actually a name. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting. So if you want to know about Khaleesi, though, that is the name of one of the lead characters in Game of Thrones.
Not a queen. A Khaleesi.
Which was written by George R.R. Martin. But interestingly, actually, it's now in the top 1,000 names here in the US. It entered the top, it entered the top 1,000 in 2014, and it's been there ever since.
Really? Wow, so she's definitely not original. Do you think they're actually naming their children after the character, or it's just like they think it's a cool name?
Well, yeah, that's kind of the question here, because she never actually says in the interview with the BBC. I think the BBC was the first to report on this, and every other report just sort of copied the BBC. She, when they interview her, the mother, she never actually says that her kid was named after the character. But I'm guessing it was because it's not actually a name; it's a fictional name that they made up. Well, it is actually a real name now because thousands of people are called that name.
Mainstream culture, apparently.
It's become a name. Yeah. But yeah, I'm guessing she did. In my opinion, it's a little bit weird to do that. Like, I wouldn't really want to call my kid after a fictional character.
Okay, so I'm admittedly not a Game of Thrones watcher, but if it's a cool name,
why not?
Why not?
That's your opinion. Why not?
I mean, okay, so if I heard the name, I would just be like, oh, that's a nice name, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, oh, you named your daughter after, you know, a TV show character.
That's true. If you weren't a fan of Game of Thrones, you might just think, oh, Khaleesi.
But I also know that I'm like in the very, very small minority in this country.
All right. So luckily, she resolved it. Okay, she complained on social media. The BBC interviewed her. They tried to call the passport office, and eventually the passport office said, oh, yes, okay, it's a mistake, you know? I think it was probably just their automatic system cross-references the name with a load of trademarks and just automatically denies it, right? UK has a lot of stuff like that.
Wait, so you said that trademarking only applies to goods, not people's names, so why did the...
That's right. Yes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that would be the case, but, you know, you're not... I guess if a trademark, there may be a rule in the UK that you're not allowed to call your kid the name of like a company or something like that, you know, because it's not a real name.
So in Spanish, Mercedes is actually a very common name. So if Mercedes has a trademark in the UK, would you not be able to get a passport for your kid?
I assume the trademark would be Mercedes-Benz, not just Mercedes, because that's the full name of the company. But with that one, because it was named after the guy's daughter, I think you couldn't really trademark the, you know, because the name came first, right? The name came before the company.
Interesting. But it's not like people have a trademark on their name automatically. It's not like...
Well, individuals definitely don't have a trademark on their own name. But if you create a company with a brand, you can then trademark the name. And probably for brands, I don't know. Well, let's take a look at a few illegal names because I've got a list of them. I thought we'd have some fun and go through some of them.
Okay.
And some of these are actually company names that people have been denied using. So first one that is banned, or it's illegal in several countries, Adolf.
Oh, can't imagine why that's illegal.
Dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin.
It's actually unusual though because like it's his first name. I mean, you don't ban Joseph because of Joseph Stalin, right? So I don't know. It's kind of unusual, but apparently in several countries it is banned. I got another one for you. Banned in Sweden. Someone tried to call their kid Metallica after the thrash metal band.
Wow, they must be true fans.
Yeah, I think it's quite fortunate that that was banned because I mean it's a pretty stupid name. I guess you'd shorten it to Met or something.
Metal. Hey, Metal.
We got another one, Nutella.
Nutella.
Yes.
Wow. Did somebody actually try to name their kid Nutella?
Yes, there was a case in France where parents they tried to give their daughter the name Nutella, and it was banned. They wanted to shorten it. I think they in the end they shortened it to Ella.
Really?
Nutella. I mean, why didn't they just do it in the first place? We have another one in Denmark. The name Monkey.
Monkey.
Yes, this was denied in Denmark.
Talk about a pet name.
Right. In Mexico, we have another one, Robocop. Yes.
Whoa.
A family was denied.
Whoa. I mean, they could just shorten it to Rob, as
Rob.
you know.
Yes.
That could be his nickname.
That's true. Rob, yes.
But wow, these are some ultimate fans of RoboCop and Nutella.
Right. And apparently there are actually kids in the US walking around with the name like Kylo after Kylo Ren in Star Wars and Anakin after Anakin Skywalker who becomes Darth Vader, obviously. And no one seems to...
Well, hey, Luke is a common name. Why not?
Well, Luke's a real name. It came before the...
That's
anyway,
true.
I have another one from New Zealand that was struck down by a judge. That was sex fruit.
What? Whoa.
I mean,
I've heard of some crazy names in my time, but
I mean, how do you, the kid goes to kindergarten and how do you explain that to the other?
I feel like anything with sex in the name is a little bit, questionable.
Right, should be instantly banned. I mean, how do you explain that to other kids? Or you'd have to just call them fruit, I guess. Even fruit is...
Oh man, I can imagine the nicknames now.
Next, last one in Italy, Friday. Because apparently in Italy you cannot be named after the days of the week.
Oh, interesting.
No.
But my sister is named after a month, so that's
June.
Definitely not. And I know in August...
There are months that are names, aren't there? Like April, June, and May.
Yeah.
Generally, you don't use any other ones.
I've heard of August.
August. I think that is a name.
Yeah.
And then the final one, Elon Musk, he had to change his son's name. So the kid he had with Grimes, his former girlfriend, is called X, and then that weird AE character, and then A12 was the original name, A12. But according to California law, you cannot have numeric characters in your name. You can only have the English alphabet. So he he changed it to AXII, the Roman numerals for 12, XII. I don't know why they allowed him to still have the ASH character, the AE, which is that weird phonetic alphabet character he has in there. But it's a bit of a weird name.
It is. Wasn't it named after one of his favorite, rockets or something?
The A12 part is named after his favorite aircraft.
I see.
The A12.
Okay.
And the, I don't know, the rest of it stands for some other stuff too. But I think it's a pretty weird name. I mean, the kid's probably just going to be called X or,
Not to be confused with his social media platform.
He just loves the letter X.
I know, he wants X to be like everything. But he did do a Twitter poll not too long ago asking if it should be an X poll, thank you. But it was asking if the company should be, renamed to Twitter. So
Well, he owns a trademark for both, so you could just call it both and then you choose the one you want.
Yeah, Twitter X Twitter.
Anyway, guys, what do you think about this? Let us know your comments. Let us know your opinion in the comments below. Do you think people should be able to choose whatever word for their kids' names, or do you think there should be some limitations? You can't call your kid sex fruit or whatever. So we'd love to know what you think. Leave your comments below. Don't forget, subscribe to Holly's channel. It's her icon is above her head now on screen.
The round table as well.
And subscribe to this channel, The Round Table, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.